to Garcia. Off the deflection. Los Fresnos comes back and wins. Now Santa Maria will put up a three. Bang! Santa Maria.
There's Warner. Here comes a head of the jam. Counted for two. The field. Adios! And the Falcons win on a walk-off. And it's saved. What a game.
To the left. That is gone.
Rafa Perez. That's my play. Off the backboard. Counting. And a win. And a win. Ryan Perez wins the game for the Santa Rosa Warriors. And they...
What's going on, everybody? Back for another show here at Luke Faria Motors in Brownsville, Texas. Another week of Texas high school football. Week 4 is already here. Week 3 in the books. Kevin Aro, Ruben Rodriguez here at Luke Faria Motors in Brownsville. So just to get the ball rolling here, we're going to be looking back at last week's scores in Week 3. A little up and down week between the Valley and the Coastal Bend games that we've covered. So starting things off, Laredo LBJ beating PSJ Southwest 37-13. Harlingen blanking Mission Vets 56-0. Edinburgh North beating Sherryland Pioneer 42-39. Mission getting the win at home 34-9 against Juarez Lincoln. Donna continues to roll. They beat PSJ Memorial 55-14. Brownsville Porter stays unbeaten. They take down Donna North 30-14. Rio Grande City 48. La Jolla 7. Nicky Road 27. Sherryland 20. Edcal Chelsea all over Brownsville Rivera 27-7. Corpus Christi Carroll gets the win against Edinburgh Economides 54-10. Santa Maria 46. Agua Dulce 14. Santa Rosa 40. La Villa 20. La Feria takes down Brownsville Pace 42-21. San Benito gets a win at home against McAllen Memorial 47-13. Cotton Bowl, Lyford gets a 14-0 win against Raymondville. Brownsville Veterans taking down St. Joe 40-21. Robstown all over Progreso 50-3. Hidalgo beating Rio Hondo 34-7. Onward we go. Mercedes getting a win against Mac High 47-38. La Jolla Palmview 56. Brownsville Lopez 28. Falfurrias over Monte Alto 50-29. In overtime, Roma 55, Gruya 49, La Feria 36, Los Fresnos 36, PSJ 33, PI 13, Valley View 12. Westlow beats Edinburgh High 21-3. Harlingen South gets their first win of the year. They beat Hannah 34-7. PSJ North 26, Laredo United South 21, and Edinburgh Vela 54, Westlaco East 7. So those were your recaps, scores from Week 3. Looking back at Week 3, Ruben, what stood out to you?
Well, the game I covered on Friday, La Feria taking on Brownsville Pace, that was just a defensive showing. It was Pace who started off first, La Feria tied up. At the end of the first half, it was 7-7, and La Feria's offense-defense just comes out alive. In the fourth quarter, they force 4 touchdowns in 4 minutes, forcing 5 turnovers in that whole sequence, and just La Feria just sending a big statement after a very slow start on Friday. Another game that did sit out was the Harlingen over Mission Veterans game. And I think I could speak for a lot of people. We didn't expect that one.
Yeah, that was a 56-0 drumming, and I'll be honest, I picked Mission Vets to win that game because of what they do defensively with Cody Von Wald and Luis Doyos, who I learned earlier today, who went down with an injury. Looks like he's going to be out for the year. That's a big loss for Mission Vets, losing a guy like Doyos, who's an all-stater. Easily one of the best linebackers that we have in the RGV, and that's going to be a big loss. It's such a big loss that it shakes up that entire district and now opens it up for teams like Sherryland to, you always figured it would be Sherryland Mission Vets at the top of the district, and now losing to Oyos, it's like losing your quarterback on the defensive side of the ball. I did not see Harlingen put in up 56 points. I saw that game maybe going around somewhere of 20-13, 17-13, just a defensive game with Gilpin and Manny Gomez. Anything else stand out to you maybe on Thursday or anything else on Friday?
Harlingen South getting their first win of the season. It was another slow start for them. Of course, they lost the Bird Bowl. They lost to Westlaco, and then to get a big win over Hannon. That was another example, defensive showing in the first. And as the Gonzalez squad, it was David Sanchez who picked up a total of 4 touchdowns in that game that leads South to their first win. Look to get the ball rolling, continuing.
So the 5 things I learned was that the Harlingen and both San Benito, they made statements in Week 4. San Benito beat McAllen Memorial 47-13. Right now, Memorial struggling. They lost to Mission Veterans. They lose to San Benito. So right now, they're just kind of looking for question marks as they go into district play. But as for 32-6A, 2 weeks ago, I would have told you that Harlingen looks to be the front runner in 32-6A because it was one of those toss-ups into Week 1, into Week 2. 32-6A didn't look as strong as it used to be. Harlingen gets the win in the Bird Bowl. They beat Mercedes. It's like, oh, okay, all right. Those are good wins, but then they go out and beat Mission Veterans. I think that's their first quality win of the year. San Benito, they picked up a couple of wins already. They have Mission Veterans Friday night at Tom Landry, so you expect David Gilpin to bounce back like they always do. They're at home. It's their first game at Tom Landry Stadium in over 2 years, so there's going to be a lot of emotion going into that football game for the Patriots. So it'll be another road test for San Benito, but those two teams make statements. Brownsville Veterans, they're better than you think. Friday night, they just went out and they just laid a left hook on St. Joe, and they went for the knockout punch. And they're a very good football team. They run the football to perfection. Talking with coaches on the other side, that they run a handful of plays, but they run them to perfection. Both Montoya, Chavez, and Reese Sampaio, they've really come into their own with that triple option. And just the things they did, I think they're only going to get better as the weeks go on. They're a lot like Port Isabel, who, by the way, PI plays Brownsville Veterans on Friday. So that could be the fastest game of the year, considering both those teams run the triple option. But Brownsville Veterans, they're big up front, they're physical. Defensively, they have J.C. Ramirez, who was the DC over at Hanna. He's now at Veterans, and he's just bringing that physical presence and bringing that style to Brownsville Veterans. So they are a lot better than people think. PSJ North, they passed their first gut check test of the year against a Loretto United South team, who I know they're 0-3, but they lost to Flower Bluff, they lost to Bernie Champion, and then PSJ North. So that's a good football team that we're going to see tomorrow when Harlingen plays them in Roma. But PSJ North, as of now, that was their biggest test. I always think when a team travels 2 hours plus, when a Roma goes to Rio Hondo or a Rio Hondo goes to Gruya, I just think it's my own theory that you get off the bus, you're down a touchdown because of the jet lag and the travel. So for PSJ North to play at Los Fresnos Friday, short week, everything gets moved ahead. You have to go to Laredo on a Thursday. I thought that was an impressive win for PSJ North. And Brownsville Porter, 3-0. I don't think anybody here would have predicted that Brownsville Porter would be 3-0. They're averaging over 30 points a game. They beat Gruya 34-19, PSJ Memorial 34-13, and then they beat Donna North this past week 30-14. So Porter, a very, very young team. They do have a couple of pieces that we know of when we saw in the scrimmage. So just keep an eye on Porter in that district. And then Harlingen South, you figure that at some point they were going to get it together. There's just no way South would have started the year 0-3. Just kind of the universe was out of tilt. But with South picking up that win, you expect them to gain more confidence and then get ready for that district, which it's going to be more competitive than people think, with Westlaco East, Porter 3-0, Brownsville Veterans, Westlaco East. So those are some things that at least I learned in this past week in week 3.
Yeah, going back again to that Brownsville Porter again, 3-0, and tip of the hat to Donna North. Donna North started off the season 2-0, and I was speaking to Carlos Ordesti 2 weeks ago when I got to cover him against PSG Memorial. He said they got the puzzle pieces in order. He got Andro Stevens, who's back. He got Williams, who's his teammate. Those guys just run the offense, and it's good to see them going back in full sync and back on good terms, I guess.
So we are going to be joined by Lyford head coach Jerry Hatagi. He's going to be joining us here and just on the other side of the break. We're going to talk Cotton Bowl. We're going to talk his district, what's coming up next for the Bulldogs. So when we come back, we're going to be joined by Lyford's head coach Jerry Hatagi.
We envision that San Perlita ISD will help our students acquire the necessary knowledge, communication, and problem-solving skills through a variety of educational and social experiences to become productive citizens in our global society. Be a part of the change to help create a community where we guide each other to our unlimited potential.
When excellence in academics meets discovery on the court, in the arts, with institutions of higher education and beyond, we are the future leaders, and our success starts now. La Villa ISD, Cardinal Pride.
Hi, I'm Roy Rodriguez, and I'm a partner with New York Life Insurance Company. For 170 years, New York Life has built a reputation for building some of the finest agents in the industry. I help to manage that process from day one. If you're looking to challenge yourself and build an insurance and financial service business, then I would like to show you how I can help.
I'm a 5th grader at Champion Elementary, and next year, I'm going to be at 6th grade at Perkins Middle School.
My favorite thing about my school is that they make it fun for us to learn. As an 8th grader, I will be able to take high school classes in middle school.
Well, I take a lot of the dual enrollment classes that TSC offers to us.
They have given me an early start on what I want to become in the future, which is a mathematics teacher.
That's why Brownsville ISD is the best choice.
Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles, located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, is filled with vintage items, collectibles, and a selection of vinyl records that's as good as it gets. Every shelf, every aisle, and table is filled daily by a number of vendors that ensures that something here just might be the item you have to have. The vinyl record area helps bring an added atmosphere that makes for the fun trip when stepping back in time with the memories. Forever Memories, Antiques and Collectibles in San Benito.
Traigo 100 kilos de ropa, lo que se me antoja, dinero en el banco. Muchos me andan criticando, pues traigo carrazos que como le hago. Tengo aseguro del bueno, pronto y flexible y sale barato. Es mi corrido humilde, que no se te olvide que me ando ahorrando.
Ask your agent how you can start saving with Pronto. Best price in town.
We're the hottest in town, Lady Hawks, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Hawks up!
Come visit our new store in downtown Harlingen. We have furniture, appliances, clothes, collectibles, and more. All funds collected support the Sunny Glen Children's Home. Come see us at Vintage on Jackson at First and Jackson in Harlingen.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
Baby, just listen to me.
Escucha.
Do everything with speed.
Prontísimo.
Out of home business or
Flexible.
Insurance for all your
Barato.
needs. You say you just got a new boat. Come on by and we'll give you a free quote.
Prontísimo.
Okay, who's singing near you? Hello?
Accesible.
Pregúntale a tu agente cómo ahorrar con Pronto, porque más barato, nadie.
Welcome back. We're joined by Lyford head coach Jerry Hatagi. Coach, thanks for joining us. Welcome back.
Hey, not a problem, man. Appreciate you all inviting me back over here. Last year was a blast, and yeah, man, thanks.
Yeah, so we'll talk more football. You guys right now are 2-1 on the year. It's still young. You've yet to get into district play. You're still figuring some pieces of the puzzle out, but looking back at week 1, you guys put up 40 in a loss to Port Isabel, 46 in a win against La Villa, and then 14 against Raymondville. Going back to that PI game and just how everything unfolded, it went to overtime, am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You guys were down early, and that was the talk. What a way to start the season, Thursday night football, and it was the talk of week 1 with you guys shoot out with PI.
Right. I'll be honest, man. Our mindset, our mentality, last year was when we were figuring out our schedules. Like, hey, let's go ahead and schedule these 4A schools that are tougher, that are bigger, and all that stuff to go ahead and get us ready, for the district play and, for a playoff run. And I think that's exactly what's happened against, PI and Raymondville out there. And that Port Isabel game, like I said, it was a dogfight, man. And I'll be honest with you, we're not a moral victory type of program. But, we were down 34-12 with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, man. The Dogs showed fight. We scored 3 touchdowns in those 8 minutes. We took it to overtime. They scored. They kicked the extra point. We came back. We scored right back. And, conversation we had, hey, man, it ends right now. We're going to go for the 2-point conversion. We're not going to go for the extra point or anything like that. And, I thought Coach James, our offensive coordinator, called a perfect play. The ball just didn't bounce our way. But we learned from it. And, that's all. We just learned from that game. And, just go about the season about that.
34-12 with 8 minutes left.
Yeah.
I mean, how did you keep those kids locked in? It's tough. And when did you feel that, hey, we actually got a shot in this?
Right. So score the first touchdown, obviously, and then the next two, we had to go ahead and get the 2-point conversions as well. But after that first touchdown, you just saw the momentum. You just look in the sidelines, and they still had that fight in the eyes. They weren't checking it in or anything like that. And I think that's just a true testament to our, the coaches and the program and the offseason. Everything that we do out there, all that mental toughness, what do you call it, drills that we go through and all that. It showed in that game. And like I said, we went ahead and scored those touchdowns. In that last one, we go ahead and score that, convert on that 2-point conversion. I mean, it was a fight. I mean, fans were leaving. The ones that stayed there, man, it was just, it was crazy, like I said. And, overtime, that's the first time I've been part of an overtime game, and it was a great experience for myself. But at the end, again, man, it went down for a loss for us. It is what it is, like I told the dogs, man. But, we did, get some good stuff out of there, like the fight that we have. And, what do you call it? We went ahead and displayed that against Rainville.
And it's tough, sticking with PI, to go against an offense like that. That with a nasty slot, it's unique.
I'm a defensive guy, man. I hate preparing for the nasty slot, man. I'd rather prepare for a spread team and all that, man. But, I'll tell you what, we went to PI as well. There's some teams in our district, what do you call it, that, are in the playoffs. They're going to have that type of offense. Mm-hmm. And what better way to go ahead and, get ready than face a team like that. The hardest part about those nasty slot teams is just, replicating that in practice. It's hard to go ahead and, simulate that type of offense in practice. So that's a big challenge that we've had. But like I said, Coach Rubalcaba is doing a hell of a job over there with his defense and with his staff as well. And like I said, we, fell a little short, but it is what it is. And, dog showed fight, man. And that's what we took out of that game.
Yeah, that's what Coach Tino Villarreal told us last week when he was here, when he was preparing for Coach Kelly Lee's triple option, that he's like, how am I can't simulate that. How do you even simulate that offense, especially when it's an offense that runs a spread? So it's a big change. But going into week 2, you guys come back. You guys bounce back with a 46-7 win. Your guy, Oscar Martinez, he put up Madden-like numbers.
Right. We got the twins over there, Oscar and Osborne Martinez. Oscar, I believe, had 270-some yards on 9 carries. He averaged like 27 yards a carry. Osborne wasn't too far behind there. He's a dual-threat quarterback with a pass and the run game as well. Biggest thing from that game is our receivers were blocking all night, and they went ahead and gave Oscar those opportunities to go ahead and make those big plays. Our defense played real good. In the first half, there's a couple of things what do you call it, Lavia was doing that we didn't expect, and I know Coach Rubalcaba got his defense together, and they went ahead and made adjustments, and we went ahead and shut them down in the second half. I think we had like 760 total yards on offense, so that was a good job by the offense. I think against Port Isabel we threw up like 670. So between the first 2 games we've had like 1,300 yards, and again that's Coach Ames and his coaching staff over there, his offensive staff over there, just doing a good job with the kids and all that.
40 in week 1, 46 in week 2. When you guys look at your first couple of games and you look back and say, man, I mean, 40 and 46 with those kinds of numbers, I know every coach would say sign me up for that. But did you guys anticipate the offense exploding that quickly? Being that it's so early?
I don't want to sound, confident or cocky or anything, but yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah,
We've, ever since 2 days, we knew, hey, man, we got a special group of kids here.
Right.
We knew offensively, defensively, and special teams too. We practiced all 3 phases, but we knew we got a special group. That's a conversation I had with my coach at the beginning of the year. Like, hey, fellas, hey, man, make sure we're coaching these guys up, because I'm telling you, this is a special group, and I really feel like we can go on a run there in the playoffs and. What we call district championship, which is our goal every year.
To where it's you guys, like you said, this is a special group, so you see the potential and you feel you're getting the max.
Right.
Out of this offense.
Exactly, and I tell you what, I know we're not talking about the Cotton Bowl, but games like that, and I know we believe in all that, but wins like that, the whole team starts believing. The whole team starts playing for each other, and once they start playing for each other, that's a conversation I had for, man, the sky's the limit, and that's where the team's at right now. They're not playing for themselves; they're playing for each other. Mm-hmm. And I tell you, when you find groups like that, when teams are playing for each other and all that, man, the sky's the limit, and we're just going to go ahead and just keep moving forward with this.
Let's jump to the Cotton Bowl. I lost track on what Cotton Bowl. Do you happen to know what number it was?
I do not.
No, I couldn't figure it out either. So you're good. Neither could Marco Munguia. He said he just has been around for a long time. It's one of the older rivalries. It's a small school rivalry. The 2 football teams in Willacy County. Obviously, you're a Harlingen guy, but you know what it's like. Being that Lyford's just down the road from you guys, but just preparing for the Cotton Bowl, but the communities are so involved. and it's a big deal. So just talk to us leading up to the Cotton Bowl.
Right. Biggest thing when I got, arrived at Lyford 15 years ago. I don't know if y'all seen the movie Friday Night Lights when, everybody's closing up shops and stores and all that. Man, it's the same thing over there in Lyford and Rainbow and Willacy County. Everyone is over there. I always joke with the coaches, if you're ever going to go steal a house, that's a day because no one's at home.
Yeah.
The cops are over there at the stadium. Fans are at the stadium and all that. So it's good. Don't get me wrong. The news cameras. They start reaching out to you that week. They want interviews and all that. You just got to keep the kids focused. I think that's the biggest thing. And I always tell the kids, hey fellas, this is the type of game you don't need no motivational speech or anything like that. They're up for the challenge and all that. We saw it in practice. The kids were locked in. And they believed in themselves. I think that's the biggest thing, just having that confidence, just believing in each other. And like I said, we had a good week of practice. And when it came down to the game, man, we came out fighting, came out swinging. It was a dogfight. It wasn't easy in any way. I believe, it was 6-0 going into the halftime in the speech, that I gave the boys. And, I'll let you inside, because locker room talk normally just stays with the team and all that.
Right.
But we were up 6-0, and then I told them, hey, fellas, hey, man, y'all are battle tested already. We had this type of game against Port Isabel. We've been in a situation like this. Now let's go ahead and execute it. Whatever we've done wrong in the past, man, let's go ahead and correct and all that. And that's exactly what they did. Told defense, hey, defense, it's easy, fellas. We're up 6-0. Y'all shut them out in the second half. The game's ours, And that's exactly what they did. Like I said, Coach Rubalcaba and his defense staff had a great plan. To start off the week, and they went ahead and executed. And our offense, our offense scored when they had to, and that's exactly what we asked. And our special teams, we won that phase of the game as well. So, normally you win those 3 phases, you're going to win the game, and that's exactly what happened.
And it means a lot to these seniors because it was a six game win streak for Raymondville. So this is the first for them. So there's also that added emotion.
Right.
Did you feel that with the veterans, Brownsville veterans St. Joe game this past week? On my notes, I wrote "control your emotions" with an exclamation point, and that was key for both sides because it was an emotional football game. And I thought whoever controlled their emotions better early on was going to win the football game. Right. Was that an emphasis for you guys to? And I know you don't have to fire them up, you don't have to give them any kind of speech because they know what's in front of them. Right. But just to say, hey, control your emotions, control what you can control, and go out and do your thing.
Right. So we preach it. Obviously, football's a violent sport.
Oh yeah.
Hey, but controlled violence. That's what we tell the guys. Hey, control your violence, man. And don't ever play the moment. Don't ever think about 2-3 plays ahead. Play every play like it's your last play. And like I said, the Dogs did a good job. We also spoke about the whole, guys getting chippy and all that on the playing field and late hits and all that stuff. I was really proud of the guys because I told them, man, anybody starts barking, and all that, hey, man, get your guy back in the huddle. We can't afford any personal fouls. And, they did a great job. They listened. And like I said, it shows, man. They played a solid game in all 3 phases.
One thing that stands out on your finals is that you've shown you guys can win in a shootout.
Yes, sir.
You guys have shown you can blow someone out, clicking on all cylinders, and then you've shown that you can win a defensive battle.
That's right.
Kind of says a little bit about your team that you guys can win in different ways. That's a good thing.
Right. No, exactly. And like I said, it goes back to the schedule. Like I said, we wanted those bigger schools. We wanted to be battle tested. We wanted to know exactly what our defense has, what our offense has, what our special teams can do in each game. And like I said, first 2 games, offense goes off. Not saying, defense did a hell of a job, but, this past game, like I told the guys, man, it's hard to get a goose egg, man, to shut a team out, and it's even harder to do it in a rival game like that. And they did a hell of a job, and defense really came out and played, and I think that's what our defense needed, that type of game, to get their confidence going and just progressing every week and just getting better every week.
So now you guys were about to district play, just more or less a couple weeks away, but you guys have Hebronville up next. Talk about the matchup with Hebronville, and Coach, I'll be honest with you, you see this. What I call it's a sugar rush, where a team, not you specifically, but I've seen teams go in and they have an emotional football game, they get a big win, and then what happens when you have a lot of sugar?
It comes down.
It comes down. Yeah. Not to say that's what's going to happen with you guys, but as a coach, how do you channel that going into this week, knowing that last week you got the win, restart, let's get ready for this next team?
It starts Saturday. We go in on video. We have the conversations of it. We go ahead and do our awards, our pride awards and all that. We go ahead and break down our mistakes, the good and bad that we did against Raymond. And after that, we go ahead and put it on the Hebronville film. And then we had the conversation. And I told them Friday after the game, hey, fellas, celebrate, man. Absolutely celebrate. It's been 6 years and all that, man. Saturday, celebrate. We're still there. But come 7:30 on a Monday, during athletics, hey, man, we're locked in. We're on to Hebbronville. And that's been our mindset. It's Bill Belichick, I know, motto every week,
Yep.
hey, we're on to whatever. But that's been our
Yep.
motto and our thing, hey, we're on to Hebbronville.
Right.
Raymill's in the past, we got that victory. We, some good points from that. But we're on to Hebbronville. We're locked in. I'm not going to lie to you. Monday and Tuesday, we've had great practices, and we actually had a great practices this morning during athletics. So the boys are locked in. They know exactly what's at stake. It wasn't just the Raymondville game that, what he is going to go and define us. It's that district championship that we're after. And I'm telling you right now, they're sold in. They're locked in. I'm telling you, this is a special group that we got.
Yeah, and we're like you hit the nail right on the head. That was going to be my next question. We're already at Wednesday, middle of the week. You guys, you've said that you've had a good practice. So what does Hebbronville present to you guys? Maybe that could be a challenge. Let's start with on offense.
So they run that nasty slot. They run that. They'll go ahead and go into spread as well. I hope they come out and spread, but they got film against the PI game and all that stuff, so they'll probably try to challenge us there. But the Dogs, since week one, the defense has improved so much, so I think we'll be ready to go. I know offensively, we won the game, and that just shows you the type of team we have, the type of coaches that I have. I mean, they were upset that they only scored 14 points. Now they may feel we got the first of all we got the win. That's the most important stat, and they completely agree. But they're a little upset, and we'll see how it goes. But they're looking forward to taking it on the next opponent. That happens to be Hebbronville, and hopefully everything goes well, and we get all three phases clicking again.
Hebbronville, and then your district 16-3A Division 1. You have Falfurrias, San Diego, Santa Gertrudis, Progreso, Rio Hondo. Midweek, we can tick back the clock to realignment. First initial thought when you saw this new look district.
So we lost London, right? We lost London in Rio Hondo. I feel like that's just it just offset it itself. Rio Hondo, Coach James over there, he's got a great program. He's always got his boys ready to go. So we got them last week, the last game of the year. And, like I told the guys when the schedule came out, hey, fellas, that's a big chance that's going to be a district championship game right there. And, I wouldn't want it any other way, for us to go ahead and fight for something like that. So it's going to be a good challenge. I think it's a very competitive district. San Diego is a team, we haven't been in a couple of years. And, we'll be ready for them and all that. But, Falfurrias is much improved. Santa Gertrudis has had some good games as well. When Progreso, they changed coaches over there. So I know the new coach over there, has got them going over there and got them believing and all that. I know, the scores might not show that and all that, but they're playing a lot better ball as well.
Anything that would surprise you when it came out, or was this kind of more of what you expected with the realignment?
So, talking to the coaches from the 16-3, I don't know who has inside poll over there, but, we kind of got a little group text going on and all that, and they kind of predicted that. At the time, I took Coach James over there, and I was showing him the text. I was like, hey, man, they're saying that, we're losing London and, gaining Rio Hondo. Like I said, I don't know what pool they have over there with UIL and all that, but, they guessed it right. Going off of that, we started working on their schedule and all that, and it's a good schedule. The tough part about that is 15-3A has got some loaded teams over there. And like I said, we want to make some noise in the playoffs, and we think the only way to do that is you put ourselves in the best position, and that's winning that district championship. Because I'm telling you, they picked up London, which was a district championship in our district last year. They got Edna over there. We did play Industry over there in the first round. So those three teams are solid. You talk about other teams. Mathis, is not just a roll out the carpet type of team. They got a solid team over there. So that district is very tough. And the guys know about it. We discuss it all the time. Hey, fellas, we got to put ourselves in the best position to make a run. And they know that starts with the district championship. So that's all our focus right now.
And when does district start for you guys?
So we got Hebbronville this week. Then we got our bye week. We hit Falfurrias on a Thursday, and then we hit a Bishop on a Thursday, and then after that, our first game would be Falfurrias in Falfurrias.
And Bishop's a 4A, so to your point, you're playing
3 4A schools.
3 4A schools, and I mean, not a dumb question, but by design from you guys.
Absolutely. Like I told you in the beginning of this, interview right now. We knew what we wanted. We knew we had to get battle tested, and the only way you're going to get battle tested is playing, bigger opponents. And that's why, on the schedule this year, we wanted those 4A schools. And, glad, we can go ahead and agree. And, for the next 2 years, we'll be playing them.
So through 2-1, through 3 games, right now you can look back at your team, and I'm not asking you to give them a grade, but what would be your strength of your team right now?
The strength?
Mm-hmm.
You talking about like offense, defense, special
offense,
teams?
Defense, what's your strength? Some teams, their strength is their running game.
Oh,
some,
okay, I get you. man, this is going to sound a little corny and all that, but I think the strength of the team is the team itself.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, they're playing for each other right now. They're locked in. No selfish play or anything like that, and that's exactly what we want. I think the season, the first 3 games says it all. Hey, offense maybe helped us out the first couple of games, but defense, went ahead and stepped up this past game.
Mhm.
When you can be in those types of games, and one side of the ball might be off, the other side needs to pick it up, and that's what I'm saying. That the team right now is the strength of the team.
Gilbert Leal was scheduled to be here, but he had some car trouble. And that
G-Money,
would have been
yeah.
that would have been a lot of fun to have you guys on here. And I was gonna poke at him about his G-Money famous barbecue. I've never been invited to one, but
You and I both. I'll tell you what, he needs to invite us. I don't know. He always says he has got a secret location somewhere in Mercedes.
Somewhere in
or something like that.
Mercedes. If he's
Yeah.
listening, hey, open invitation. We're in. Got a bye week coming up, right?
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
mentioned that he was one of the first coaches you played for. You're a Cardinal, by the way, for the fans that are just
Right,
wondering where the
right,
connection
right,
is at. You don't mind sharing your class?
No, class of 2000. I've known Gilbert Leal freshman year over there at Harlingen High. He's a great guy. These last couple of years, I'll be straight honest with you, he's become more of a mentor to me. Obviously, I stepped into the athletic director, head coaching job. He's had some experience at Harlingen South, at Mercedes, and now, he's the athletic director at Bronzo. So if I'm ever in a pickle or anything like that, and I'm asking, hey, man, what's the rules say? How do you interpret and all that? Trust me, that's the guy I'm calling. He's always giving me great advice and all that. And, so far we've got a great relationship and all that. I was looking forward to, talking to
Yeah.
G-Money and all that. He's a class act. He's a funny guy, and he's a genuine guy, man. And like I said, we share that, Harlingen Cardinal alumni and all that. So, that runs deep in our blood.
Coach, this past week, outside of you guys, anything stand out to you? Maybe in the 6As, 5As, 4As, when you kind of just went back on Twitter and saw the scores?
So, not gonna lie, after the games, we go ahead and get on our Dave Campbell app there, and we start going through the scores and all that. First one we always look for is our District 63A.
Right.
Then we start looking at 15-3A, how they're doing as well, and then we'll go to our local scores. What do you call it? Graduate from Harlingen High, man. They're looking all right. I know Hitman Manny Gomez over there. Has them clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah.
I think last week they had that Mission Vets. Supposed to be the game of the week, and they pitched the shutout, 54-55-0, something like that. I got my nephew on the team, man. Darren Halverson, man. Shout out to that guy. He's loving it right now. I got my sister goes all to the games. She told me, hey, man, this group is special right now. And that's what I'm hearing from the coaching community as well.
Yeah, no, I was at their practice this morning, bright and early. I'm like, man, could y'all practice any earlier? 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. But, yeah, no, they look good. It was just a walkthrough today. I'll catch up with them tomorrow against United South. But like I was saying earlier, in the things I learned that, 2 weeks ago I had said, to me 32-6A was wide open, but Harlingen got that win. And I said, well, they look like they're the front runner.
Right.
And then San Benito goes out and whips McAllen Memorial.
Right. I saw that.
Harlingen sticks it to Mission Vets. I said, well, man, those two just made some statements. And it looks like the perfect storm's coming where Battle de Arroyo just might be the district title game, right? But
I'm sure on something like that, Coach Gomez wouldn't want it any other way. If it does come down to that district championship during Battle de Arroyo, I'm sure they're going to have his guys ready to go.
Yeah, sign the communities up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? In other words, but I think, with Harlingen, there was just some question marks coming in. Who's going to be the quarterback?
Right.
Who's going to replace a guy like Nathan Huerta?
Right.
And I know right now they got a couple of injuries, but I think this past Friday, for me, I was sold on Mission Veterans because I felt they're one of the better 5A teams. And it's a shame, and my heart goes out to the kid, Luis Doyos, who went down with an injury.
I heard about that.
One of the better linebackers you'll see, an even better person. Him and Cody Von Wall together, I think those two, they wreak havoc. But losing him is big for Mission Vets, but to the point of Harlingen where I'm not going to lie to you, I picked Mission Vets to win the football game.
You're wrong.
I was dead wrong. I was dead wrong. I was. But see, I was thinking it would be like a 2013, 16-10. I was Manny Gomez, David Gilpin defenses. I figured that was going to be the theme, but I was like, wow. Yeah. But that's a very impressive win for Harlingen, for them to go out and do that. And I think tomorrow, if they are able to go on the road, it's their first road game where they got to get on a bus, travel, do all that. That's what Coach Gomez preached to them this morning. If they can get that win tomorrow, yeah, I think more people will be drinking that red Kool-Aid.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think when you travel and you have worry about all those logistics. I know the players don't really, but us as coaches, we got to prepare. What time we were getting there, what time we were arriving at the facilities and all that. But it just says it says a lot about the team when you can travel. And again, no one likes making that trip to Laredo. Or they're playing.
They're playing in Roma.
In Roma, I heard about
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they're playing in Roma.
Neutral site, okay.
Yeah.
Even
yeah.
Roma's about an hour, an hour and a half or whatever.
Right, right.
So just making that trip, it could be a little. It could take a toll on the team, but so it says a lot if they can go ahead and pull out the win. I said, that's speaks volumes about the team, and they're heading in the right direction.
Yep. Coach, we'll switch gears to the NFL. The Niners.
Oh,
football is
man.
back
Oh,
officially with college football, the NFL. Both our teams didn't do very well, but how about your Niners?
Yeah, so I'll tell you what, man. I have a great week, man. If all my 3 teams win, obviously my Bulldogs on Fridays, and on Saturdays my Horns, man. You better stop. That's a penalty, man. You better stop. That's a penalty. Yeah, man. They just couldn't finish it over there with Nick Saban and his group, but obviously Nick Saban, what he's done with that program is just legendary.
Yeah.
That's why they're the best team in college. And then, on Sunday, man, I was pretty confident, man. Bet my brother-in-law and all that. I was very confident going to the game, and just the rain and all that. 49ers didn't show up, and, it shows, and we lost to the Bears.
Neither
so
did the Cowboys.
I know.
So but do you play fantasy football?
I do.
Did you win in your leagues at least?
Man, you're gonna freak out. So, I'm a fantasy football fanatic. I've been in the past.
Oh yeah.
It just shows you how locked in we are with his team.
Yeah.
I don't know. You haven't checked. I haven't checked.
Coach,
you
need
to. I know.
You got to check, man.
I know,
at least once. But I hear you. But I mean, at least some coaches don't even play because they're so embedded in their season. So kudos to you for having. Do you even set your lineup?
I do. I did.
Okay.
I did set
You're
my
not
lineup.
that guy.
No. I'm not that guy.
Gotcha.
I'm not gonna let the computer do that or whatever. No, I set my lineups.
Well, I won in both my leagues, so that made it a little bit easier for me because Coach A&M lost to Appalachian State.
Oh my goodness!
So
they're gonna have a tough one. They got
Miami at home.
Yeah,
but see, the thing is, I went to the Cowboy game this past weekend. But see, I couldn't even talk trash to my family who are Longhorn fans. It's like, you lost to Appalachian State. I can't say anything as much as I wanted to be like, you lost. But
I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'll admit that.
I know. Well noted.
They are in a tough spot, man. Now,
they are.
Deck's hurt. Their line didn't look too very impressive. I know y'all got that linebacker part. He's gonna be a good guy. A good linebacker over there. But y'all are in a tough spot, man. We got Jimmy G. If y'all want him, you can send a couple first rounders for us, and
we're good. I think they're good. I mean, but man, Parsons just kept them in that game.
Yeah.
Single-handedly for a good bulk, and then eventually
it's just like
he's
good. He's a dude, man.
And then your Braves. Last time you and I sat here around this time, we said, hey, October's coming around. You might get the Braves. Yeah, go ahead.
The chop, man. I told y'all, man. I told you the Braves are going to win it. I predict the future, man. And, we got a young core over there, even with Acuna out. When he came last year, they went ahead and, just kind of shocked Major League Baseball and won it over there.
Yeah.
And I can't speak too much for the Braves this year. I don't know their stats. I don't know where they're at right now. Like I said, man, ever since August 1st, when football started, kind of been just locked in with the Dogs and the team and all that. But I don't know.
They're playing the Giants. They're playing the Giants right now.
Okay,
and they're I think a game and a half back of the Mets.
So the Mets. I know that.
It's them and the Mets. Them and the Mets, and I think the Mets are favorite to win the pennant, if not the Braves. As long as it's not the Dodgers.
I can't stand
so
the
long
Dodgers
as not that. But see, that's what happened to me last year. Was I said I'd rather play the Braves than the Dodgers, and
you know what happened?
Didn't work out that way. So it's kind of like careful
is
what you
history.
wish
That's
for
right.
type of thing.
That's
But Coach, before we let you go, any shout outs or any final thoughts?
Shout out. Hey, I'll tell you what, man. Throw some love over there to the Bulldog community, man. They've been backing us up all year. Not gonna lie, this past game, I mean, it just seems like everybody was there. Appreciate you all supporting the Bulldogs. To my family, to my wife, appreciate you all. What do you call it? Kind of, how do I say? Since I'm not there at home a lot, man, she's kind of helping out with the home, with the home and all that. And just to my coaches, man, my coaching staff, man, they've been busting their butts, all year. They've been coaching up the kids, and to the administration at Lyford as well, man. Appreciate y'all's support as well, and just thank y'all for everything y'all have done.
So
and last shout out to you all, man. Like I told you all last year, man.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate you all, Real Sports Life, showcasing our kids as just a another avenue for our kids to get showcased and get exploited out there to our to the all of Texas people and all that.
Give a plug. Your athletic programs are upgrading to turf.
Yes, so we got our new stadium over there. Turf perfect, man. We're working with Hellas. Our baseball field's going to turn turf now. Softball field turf. We got a brand new athletic field house with a brand new weight room coming in. We got 2 sod fields as well. So there's a lot of great things happening in Lyford, and the future is bright. I'm not going to lie. The future is bright. We got some good classes coming up, and we're going to keep working on those boys, and these dogs are going to keep grinding.
Coach Jerry Hatagi of the Lyford Bulldogs. Coach, thanks for joining us. Good luck to your Braves. Good luck to the Bulldogs. We'll see you guys soon. When we come back, we'll wrap things up here from Luke Faria.
I appreciate y'all, man. Thank you.
Sherryland ISD, a nationally recognized district focusing on quality and rigorous instruction where every child is immersed in a culture of academic success. A district dedicated to preparing our youth for the future. Our mission is to inspire, educate, and empower all students to reach their full potential and become leaders of the highest moral character. Sherryland ISD, excellence is our tradition.
Ibanez Tortilleria, serving up freshly made in-house corn and flour tortillas since 1994. Try our delicious menudo, tasty barbacoa, fresh tamales, tacos, pareadas with juicy grilled chicken, and tender fajitas. On Mondays, buy 1 barbacoa taco and get 1 free if you mention that you're a Bloodhound fan. Located at 4726 Paredes Line Road, Brownsville, Texas. Open every day at 6:30 a.m. till 9 p.m. To order, contact 956-541-9594.
Hija, tomorrow's your quinceañera. I need you to call your padrinos and tell them thank you for the salon, the tamales, the dress, el DJ.
Ay, Ama, you called them. I didn't even want a quinceañera in the first place. I would have preferred to have gone to Paris instead.
I will, fine. I'm gonna give you your surprise gift early.
Huh?
Guess what? You're going to Paris.
How?
Well, I've been saving mucho dinero all year in insurance thanks to Pronto Insurance.
Let's just skip the quinceañera and go straight to Paris.
Call your padrinos right now.
Okay.
Ask your agent how you can start saving with Pronto. Best price in town.
Our service is unmatched. Our commitment to our team and our community, relentless. Our products are innovative and exciting. Fruya, we're what's next now.
I love what I do. I really
love what
do.
I'm doing. I love children.
One of the most important things to do is to love your students.
Imagine teachers like these helping your child prepare to change the world. Take a closer look at Mission CISD.
We are the Edinburgh North Lady Cougars, and you're watching Real Sports Live. We're the Valley View Lady Tigers, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Josh Moody and Coach Rolly Gonzalez of Josh Moody Loans are former Harlingen Cardinals and would like to wish all the teams good luck in tonight's games.
We're the Mission Vets Lady Patriots, and you're watching Real Sports Live. We're the Mission Lady Eagles, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
For quality care, contact Mesquite Home Health and Attendant Services today. In Brownsville at 594 Jose Marti Boulevard, call today 956-361-5558.
We here at Mesquite want to wish all local athletes good luck in today's game.
We're the Edinburgh Lady Bobcats, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Graduation time. Time to make some decisions. What's next? Can I afford to continue my education? What are my options? At Brownsville ISD Career and Technical Education, you can graduate from high school with a certificate and/or license ready to go to work, debt-free. We have a wide range of programs for every student ranging from audiovisual, law enforcement, STEM robotics, electrical, welding, pharmacy, patient care tech, and many more to choose from. That's why Brownsville ISD is the best choice.
The most important moments in a child's life happen in their earliest years. Having a strong early childhood education enhances their future and success. That's why we are opening the Harlingen CISD Early Childhood Academy for pre-K students. At HCISD, we provide these opportunities for our youngest learners to foster their imagination and let their curiosity run while they develop their love for learning. These are the early steps to success, and Harlingen CISD is with them every step of the way.
We're the Pace Lady Vikings, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
A world of opportunity awaits students on their unique path to college acceptance and career readiness. The path to college starts on day one in Los Fresnos, a path that starts with a solid foundation rooted in the classroom by exceptional educators. The path to college starts in Los Fresnos. Los Fresnos CISD. What we do here shapes the world.
We are the Edinburgh North Lady Cougars, and you're watching Real Sports Live. We are the Harlingen Lady Cardinals, and you're watching Real Sports Live.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Castillo. I invite you to visit San Benito and see for yourself the many things this community has to offer. Our offices of economic development offer a variety of business resources to developers, investors, and business owners from small to large scale. Contact us and let us work together on your next business opportunity.
Music lovers, you have to stop and see the assortment of records, tapes, and records memorabilia at Forever Memories today. Located at 237 North Sam Houston in San Benito, Texas, there's over 10,000 records on display and more coming every day. Looking for your favorite album from the past, first pressings, collectibles? How about a 45 with a single you just have to have? Freddie Fender, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Elvis, Beatles, blues, rock, classics, Tejano, it's all here. Organized and priced for you. Forever Memories, 237 North Sam Houston, San Benito.
We are the Red Lady Raiders, and you're watching Real Sports Live. Yeah!
All right, welcome back. Shout out to Coach Jerry Hatagi of the Lyford Bulldogs for joining us on the show. So week 4 starts tomorrow, Thursday night, Friday football, and of course we have a game on Saturday. So Ruben's going to give you our schedule for what we have on tap.
So we kick off Thursday with some Thursday night football. Brownsville Pace travels to Tom Landry to take on the Mission Eagles at a 7 o'clock kickoff. Well, all the Thursday games at 7 o'clock kickoff. Then we'll have Harlingen going on to Roma to take on Laredo United South. McCown Memorial comes to Richard Flores to take on Edinburgh Villa, which would be a really good matchup over there. And La Grulla takes on Brownsville Lopez at Sam Stadium down the road again. All these games at 7 o'clock start. Friday, September 16th at 7:30, Port Isabel takes on Brownsville Veterans. And again, what's expected to be a quick, one of the fastest games of the season. And we'll have San Benito at Mission Veterans are even at 7 o'clock at Tom Landry as well. September 16th at 7:30, La Jolla takes on Los Fresnos. Harlingen South takes on Brownsville at Sam Stadium here on Friday night. Hebbronville takes on Lyford. Mercedes takes on La Feria. John Paul II takes on H&M King. And Laredo LBJ will take on Edinburgh Economides. Then we have one more Saturday football game, an 11 a.m. matinee here at Sam Stadium. PSJ takes on Brownsville Hannah. For volleyball, we'll have some Saturday morning as well. McAllen takes on Edinburgh Vella. Laredo LBJ comes downtown to take on Harlingen. PSJ North will take on Sherryland, and we'll start things off early in the morning with some water polo as PSJ North takes on Harlingen at 8:30.
So a couple of water polo. We don't say water polo too often, right? It's just now a sanctioned sport for those that don't know. So water polo, it's a thing. And PSJ North and Harlingen, Ruben will be there Saturday. Then you have volleyball early in the morning. But rewinding back to Thursday, tomorrow night, I'll be at Laredo United South at Harlingen down in Roma, and you will be where?
Down the road at Sam's.
What are you looking for? What are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Brownsville Lopez takes on Great Boat Team, still in search for win number 1. And, of course, Sean Tarantola gets the reins here at Brownsville Lopez. I don't think he's going to let 0-4 slide. So it's going to be just a close matchup. And Greer again in the same boat as well as they look for their first win of the season. Should be an exciting matchup.
McAllen Memorial at Edinburgh Vella. That's probably the biggest game on the schedule tomorrow night. Those two teams went 3 deep last year. McAllen Memorial struggling a little bit with a loss against Mission Veterans, losing against San Benito. Edinburgh Vella is the real deal. If they're not number 1, they're number 2. Right behind PSJ North, you can flip a coin on that one, but we'll know more in a week from now. Those two will be meeting up here very soon. I'll be down in Roma, so just expecting first time I can see the Cardinals on the field. I got to catch up with them this morning and just catch up with see what they're doing offensively. And excited to see United South. I saw them 2 years ago when they beat Mission in the area round, but that's a team that very quietly went 3 rounds deep the last 2 years. Friday night, our Pronto Insurance game of the week. It's going to be San Benito at Mission Veterans, so Got to see San Benito week 1 against Brownsville Veterans, and I saw Mission Veterans also week 1 in the Battle of Conway. So interested to see how Mission Veterans bounce back after a tough loss against Harlingen. So that's where I'll be Friday night. Friday night you will be
taking on Brownsville Veterans in Port Isabel. Brownsville Vets 1-1 in the season. They had an early bye week in week 2. Port Isabel 3-0. They continue to look hot as they roll towards the district calendar, and I'm expecting a good matchup again. Both teams run that triple option, so it's just going to be a fast-moving game. In your words, Kevin.
That nasty slot, triple option, wishbone. They're just it's going to be like I said. If you remember Westlake East McCallum Memorial about 4 or 5 years ago, the fastest games ever, where all the teams that just run the football, but. Veterans is a lot better than you think. Port Isabel is a lot better than you think. They had this ugly win against Valley View just last week, 13-12. I did not see that coming at all. I picked them to win, but I thought it'd be more in hand for Port Isabel. But it's tough. Like I said, whenever you get a team from Gruya traveling across the way down to Brownsville, kind of like tomorrow night. Expect a little jet lag, but I'm expecting a very good football game between two very physical teams. The offensive lines are big for both PI and Veterans, and I think that's going to be the game to watch. It's going to be at Brownsville Veterans High School, though. It's not going to be at Sam's. We'll still have the game live, so that game will be at Brownsville Veterans High School. Saturday, we'll see the Bears take on Brownsville Hannah. So that's a 31 and a 32-6. That's the old 11 a.m. games at Sam Stadium's got to love those, sprinkled in with some volleyball along with some water polo. So
exciting weekend.
Going to be a great weekend on Real Sports Live. Starting tomorrow, we got 4 football games on the schedule, rolling into plenty more football on Friday night. We got, like we said, we got Lyford on the schedule. We have Los Fresnos. We have Brownsville Rivera at home. We have up in Kingsville, we have JP2 taking on HM King, Laredo LBJ at Edinburgh Economides. And, of course, like I said, our Pronto Insurance Game of the Week, that's San Benito at Mission Veterans. That's where I will be tomorrow. I'll hit the road west to Roma. So it's Kevin, it's Ruben, Rudy, Zamaripa Jr. there behind the camera. Thank you to everyone here at Luke Furia Motors. Be sure you stop by and check them out here in Brownsville. Couple of new cars here in the display room. They weren't here last week. So if you need a vehicle, come on down here to Luke Faria. There's some shots there of some vehicles there here in the waiting room. Come by and see our guy Rudy and the Edges here at Luke Faria in Brownsville. So we'll see you guys next week, week 5. Be sure to tune in to Real Sports Live. Follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and check us out on our website, realsportslive.com. Rudy's zooming in on a Cadillac. We'll see you next time. Signing off from Luke Faria.